Welcome to Does It Matter by Brainy Ballers, where we dissect the game with cutting-edge analytics to give you the upper hand. We analyze everything from hand sizes to average depth of targets to uncover hidden trends that no one else sees. Say goodbye to guesswork and hello to data-driven domination. Because here at Brainy Ballers, we don't just watch the game, we understand it. So get ready, it's podcast time.
Welcome to the deep dive. Many fantasy players tend to fixate on things like draft capital for rookie QBs, or maybe their college tape, the flashy indicators. But today we're going to try and cut through some of that noise. We're diving into a really interesting piece from Brainy Ballers' Does It Matter series, part 59 actually. Our mission here is to figure out if something maybe simpler, like a quarterback's rookie touchdowns per game, can actually predict their future fantasy success. And, well, get ready, because what they found might change how you look at young QBs.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how often we look for really complex answers, and sometimes a simpler indicator is kind of hiding right there in the data.
Right.
So this deep dive, it's really about giving you a clear data-backed look at rookie passing TDs. Hopefully helps you challenge some common ideas and maybe spot those promising players a bit earlier.
Okay, let's get into it then. The Brainy Ballers team, they set out to find a real correlation here. How exactly did they set up this study? Looking at all those fantasy finishers over the years.
Yeah, they really dug deep. They looked at the top 30 fantasy football finishers going all the way back to 2003. And they carefully isolated just the rookie touchdown per game stat to see its impact long term. They wanted to make sure, rookie seasons weren't skewing things unfairly.
Makes sense.
And what they found was pretty consistent, actually, in 19 out of 21 seasons studied. So that's 90.5% of the time?
Yeah, almost always.
The top 5 fantasy finishers had the same or often higher rookie TDG compared to the guys finishing in the bottom 10. That's players ranked 21st to 30th.
Okay, so right away, that tells you something. It's showing up consistently for the elite guys.
It definitely signals a pattern, yeah. A clear importance.
That's a great starting point. But, it still makes you wonder, is there a specific number, like a sweet spot we should actually be looking for? What did this study finally nail down as that definitive threshold?
They used a detailed differences chart, and through that analysis, they pinpointed 1.0 touchdown per game and above. That was the top performing range for these rookie QBs. And they didn't just find the number, they checked it. They found that quarterbacks hitting that 1.0 or higher mark, well, they had a 29.1% higher chance of appearing in the top 10 later in their careers compared to the bottom 10.
Wow.
So that's the key number, really. Especially for those rookies who get meaningful playing time, start at least 5 games their first year.
1 touchdown per game. It's such a clean benchmark. Almost feels a bit too simple, doesn't it? But with any finding this strong, you have to ask, right, how solid is this? Can we really trust that number? Is it statistically significant, or is there a chance it's just, a fluke in the data?
That's a fair question. It's always important to ask about certainty. The statistical analysis they ran gave a value of...
Do you want to start dominating your drafts? At BrainyBallers.com, we've researched every metric under the sun for you to find which ones are best linked to fantasy points. You can access hundreds of metrics to sharpen your scouting abilities so you know which metrics matter and which are just noise. Stop guessing on which thresholds to look for within each metric. Big numbers can be misleading or irrelevant. Our Ultimate Athlete Blueprints reveal essential scouting metrics, their importance, and benchmarks within each metric that help predict a player's probability of being a success or bust. Elevate your scouting ability with Brainy Ballers' Ultimate Athlete Blueprints today. Click the link in the description. Now back to the show.
0.216.
Okay, Pearson, 0.216. What does that mean in practical terms?
Well, for those who like the nitty-gritty, it means there's a solid, measurable, positive correlation. It shows that as rookie TDG goes up, future fantasy performance tends to go up too. It basically confirms this isn't just random luck. There's a real dependable connection there that holds up when you actually crunch the numbers. It's definitely a compelling piece of the QB evaluation puzzle.
Okay, so we have this powerful benchmark, 1.0 TDG. Seems pretty reliable based on that Pearson value.
Yeah.
But the study also mentioned something called a decadal decline in its predictive power. What's that about? And what does it mean for you listening? as you're tracking players and trying to build your fantasy team.
Right, that decadal decline is a really important nuance. It connects to the bigger picture, how the NFL itself changes over time.
Like how offenses evolve.
Exactly. Offensive schemes change, passing games become more central, maybe even rule changes impact things. So what this suggests is that its predictive power might be slightly less absolute now than it was, say, 10 or 15 years ago.
Interesting.
So the takeaway isn't necessarily sell immediately if a rookie just misses that mark. It's more about building a more informed perspective.
Okay.
It means you monitor those players closely. Maybe you look for other signs like their efficiency stats, yards per attempt, things like that to get the full picture, knowing that no single stat is a perfect crystal ball forever.
That makes a lot of sense. Context matters. So wrapping this up, we've deep dived into rookie TDG. We found that 1.0 touchdown per game and above seems to be a really crucial threshold for predicting future fantasy success, at least for QBs who get those 5+ starts. It's a potent tool, maybe one that's often overlooked.
It absolutely provides a vital piece of the puzzle. And, it really encourages you to think critically. Think about how a focused stat like this might keep evolving, how its predictive power could change even more in the next 5 or 10 years in this league that's always shifting.
Yeah.
And maybe the biggest question is, how will you take this insight, this 1.0 threshold, and use it to actually gain an edge in your fantasy league? That's something to think about.